Hey guys, it's Justine, and I have a wrap up that's like forever long because the last one I did I think was March. So I have April, May, June, July book wrap up. So I'm gonna try to make it quick, and we're just gonna get started right away. Read Grift, and it was an ebook sent to me by, I can't remember the name, so I'll try to insert it because I do have iMovie. I just haven't figured out quite how to do that. And I read Spelled, which was a NetGalley review. Then I read Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. I really enjoyed this book. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars or 5 out of 5 stars. I really liked it. Then I read Vanishing Girls by Lauren Oliver. I read Rat Queens by Curtis Weeb and Rock Upchurch's Volume 1, Sass and Sorcery. This had a lot of hype. I didn't really care for it myself. I don't know why. I'm gonna probably continue on. It just wasn't one of my favorites. Like, it wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't the best graphic novel that I've ever read. Then I read Sex Criminals, which is one of the best graphic novels I've ever read. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It's hilarious. You get kind of like, the art kind of changes. Like, this is when they're having sex and time is frozen, and this is not. Anyways, I read Low sometime. I didn't care for the artwork. The story was alright. I'll probably pick up the next one just to see kind of what happens, because I feel like I don't need to know, but I kind of want to know. Like, it left me a little bit curious, so I read that one. Then I read The Wicked and the Divine, The Faust Act by Gillian McClavey and Wilson Cowles. This one, the artwork is amazing. The story, I was so confused. It's like you're like dropped off in the middle of the story, and I hated that. But I did actually buy the second one, which you'll see in a haul coming up, just because I think that the plot is really cool. Like, it's about gods and things like that, so I just think that's cool, so hopefully it gets better. Then I read Lumberjanes. I also really liked Lumberjanes. I love the artwork in this. It's like super cartoony and like awesome, so if you want something about summer camp, this is a great one to read. Then I read Lazarus, whatever, 1 by Rucka Larkus. I like this one too. This one has like way darker pictures. Again, I like the plot of it. I'll probably pick up the next one. Then I also read Revival, a Rural Noir by Tim Seeley and Mike Norton, Volume 1, You're Among Friends. So this one is like kind of like zombies, but kind of not, and the people like come back and they can keep coming back, but sometimes they're crazy and sometimes they're not. So I like the artwork. So I'll probably read more of this series. Then I read Deadly Class, Volume 1, 1987 Reagan Youth. These are about like assassins in school, kind of. I didn't really care for the artwork because it's not really as bright as I like it to be, but I mean, the story was alright. Then I read a book, well, I won book 2, so I bought book 1 as an ebook. I'll try to insert it. It's called Howl. Her mom dies or something, and she lives with her dad, and her dad's a vet, and she loves animals and kind of something like that. Then I read Deadly Class Volume 2. Again, it's decent. It's not the best, it's not the worst. Then this is book 2, The Tooth About Brave. It's by Karen Hood Caddy. So this is the second book in this series, and they still have like this animal farm, and they're trying to do good things and save the world. Saving Crazy, that's book 3. So she sent me, I won book 2, she sent me book 3, and I paid for book 1, just an ebook. And then I finally took Siren by, I don't know who it's by, Trisha Rayborn off of my I'm reading, because I've been reading it since 2012, and it's a DNF for me. I think I was about 60% done, 60-70% done, and it was just really ridiculous. And it's called Siren, and there's no fucking siren, sorry, for like 70% of the book, so I was like, not worth it. I just couldn't do it. And then I DNF'd another book. It's called 1004 by Ben Lerner. I won it from Goodreads. The premise sounded really cool. Book execution, not so much. It was super boring. Then I won this one from Goodreads as well, A Tale of Two Besties by Sophia Rossi, and a foreword by Zoe Deschanel. I don't know, I don't think that this is like the actual cover, but I really like this one. It's just like two girls, best friends, social media breaks them apart, boys, all that kind of fun stuff, so I really enjoyed it. Then I got this one in an uppercase, The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord. This is really normal, contemporary. I liked it. I think I gave it like 4 out of 5 stars. It's like 30 degrees out, but I still am drinking tea. I got this one, I think, in Owl Crate, Everything That Makes You by Mariah McStay. So this one was kind of had a super cool premise. I just didn't know if it like lived up to all its potential, but it's about a girl who is in an accident and like half of her face is scarred and the other half isn't. But then it's kind of in 2 different stories. So one of them is like if she, like when she has this facial deformity, and the other one is if she didn't. So it's like what her lives could have been like. So a lot of people were kind of referring to The Sliding Door or something. It's a movie that's kind of like that. I've never seen it myself. I did add it on Netflix. But yeah, so if that sounds like something you're into, check it out. And then I read Laughing at My Nightmare by Shane Burkaw. My husband's reading it right now, so I don't actually have it, but it's about this guy who has muscular atrophy or something, and he's in a wheelchair, and it's just like super freaking hilarious. Then I read The Farm by Emily McKay. This one was a huge letdown. I think I only gave it like 3 out of 5 stars. It was boring, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. And then I was sent this book for review. This is The Refugee Centennial by Harrison Hayes. The main reason that I said yes was because this cover is absolutely gorgeous. Like, I think it's amazing. This is kind of like a dystopian. I'll just kind of read the back for you. It's 2052 and our world is dying. The population has reached 34 billion, the polar caps have melted, and Earth has become a single country planet. Our survival seems to be guaranteed by a draconian new law requiring the expendables to choose someone to die or choose to die in someone else's stead. Only the high potentials, those whose contributions are deemed essential to humankind, are exempt. So I thought it sounded really cool, but I didn't really like how it kind of played out. I found there's too many characters, so you go in, there's like 10 characters, and it's like, okay, so if I'm your kid, or you're my kid, or whatever, and I'm like, if you're not worthy, they can put a hit on your person, and you have to volunteer to save them, and then you die, or something else, someone has to volunteer to save them, and if no one volunteers to save them, then they die. So, I don't know, I don't know, it just maybe wasn't explained good enough, but it was alright, it just wasn't amazing. Then I read Sex Criminals Volume 2, and this one actually wasn't as good as book 1, but it's still alright. It just kind of was like, it seemed like a lot of filler, so I want more. I need more. I read Miss Marvel No Normal and Miss Marvel Generation Y. I didn't really care for Miss Marvel. I don't know why. I don't really like the artwork as much as I thought that I would. I don't know. I just didn't find it very exciting. Then I read Wonder by R.J. Palacio. I really like this book. I cried. It's a great read. Check it out. I think anyone of any age would really enjoy it and take something away from it. I read Magonia, which I also got. Maybe this one was in Owl Crate. Maybe they were both in Owl Crate. I don't know. I can't remember. By Maria Devana Headley. I didn't care for Magonia. I found it to be too, like, fantastical. It's like bird people. And there's like a world of bird people above Earth. So, I don't know. It was kind of weird. Miss Emily by Nala O'Connor. Or Nuala. This one was good. I got this from Penguin for a blog tour. And it's like Emily Dickinson's like servant girl kind of. And it just like tells Emily Dickinson's life through her maid. I don't know what you call her. So, I don't know, I really enjoyed it, so if you're kind of like into that time period and stuff, you'll enjoy this book. Oh, and I read The Witch Hunter by Virginia something. I'll try to put it in here. That's like, everyone was reading it, everyone got it at BEA, and I was jealous. Then I looked, and I actually was a proofread on NetGalley, and it was a good read. Then I read The Summer After You and Me, which I got in LitCube. I don't know where I put it, but it, again, summer normal contemporary. It's like in the Jersey Shore. It was a good read. This book from Uppercase, The Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray. Again, this had like bird people and dragon people, but they're like two like fighting, whatever. I don't know. So again, it was a little bit too fantastical for me, but it was alright. Then I got in the mood for like dark gothic, Victorian, and I picked up The Madman's Daughter by Megan Shepherd. This book is effed up. Effed up. If you like horror, effed up books, pick this up, cause it's pretty messed. Then, just because, I picked up The Beatrice Letters by Lemony Snicket. This was rather disappointing, not at all what I was expecting. I thought it'd be way better. Then I read Two Truths and a Lie, Lying Game novel by Sarah Shepard. I love this series. And I picked up, it was a book for review, it's just a ebook. It's called Clone 3 by Patty Larson. I really liked it. It was like, dystopian, sci-fi about a clone, and she just wakes up and doesn't know who she is. Then I read The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Aldahia, whatever. I enjoyed this book. Yeah, I liked it. It was a good read. It's like a retelling of 1001 Nights or whatever. Then I picked up Chasing the Star Garden by Melanie Karsak. I got this in a Lit Cube. This was like about airships, and this chick was addicted to opium, and they like raced airships, so it was pretty good. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And then because I read that one, I thought I would like this one, but this one like fell super short. It's The Battle of Blood and Ink, A Fable of the Flying City by Jared Axelrod, Steve Walker. I don't know. I didn't like how it was like black and white and like newspaper paper kind of, and it just was kind of boring. I picked up Mask of the Red Death. I freaking love this book. It's about a plague, and if you're not rich, you can't afford a mask, and then you die, essentially, or you get the sickness or whatever. And I bought book 2, and I'm super excited to read it, because this is a super good book, and if you haven't read it, check it out. Then I read Alice in Wonderland, a graphic novel. This one's based on the Tim Burton adaptation. It's alright. It was kind of confusing, and it's actually, like, different, too, so I don't know. Then I got More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. This was in Owl Crate. This is like an LGBT, it's a decent book. I really liked it. I just read this one too, The Telltale Heart and Other Stories by Edgar Allan Poe, illustrated by Grizz Grimley. This one was alright. The only one that I actually like is The Telltale Heart. The other ones were kind of like messed up, the other stories, so I don't know. And then just to keep going on with this series, I read Hide and Seek, a Lion Gang novel by Sarah Shepard, Lion Game. This is book 4, I believe. There's 6 of them. I don't want to tell you anything about it. It's it's about twins. They're separated at birth. One of them's killed, so the other one is like blackmailed into like pretending to be her. And we're trying to figure out who the murderer is. Then I read The Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson. This cover's way better than the new cover. This one was okay. I liked it up until the paranormal part, because I thought it's just kind of like there's like a copycat killer of Jack the Ripper, and this girl goes off to boarding school in London, but then there's a paranormal aspect that I didn't care for. I started reading all the graphic novels that I had in the last haul. East of West. This one's alright. I don't really like the artwork because it's not as detailed as I like and not as colorful, but it's a decent story. Then the Umbrella Academy Apocalypse Suite. This one is weird. I don't know. I don't think I would carry on with it because it's a little bit too weird for me. Young Avengers. Loved it. I'll definitely be reading more of these. Alex and Ada. Amazing. I'm in love. I'm ordering book 2. Read this one. If you ever don't think you'll like a graphic novel and you want to try one, read this one. It's super good. Then I read Lock and Key, Welcome to Lovecraft by Joe Hill, Gabrielle Rodriguez. I really like this. I've actually since ordered like the box set, and I'm just gonna unhaul this to my friend. This is also another great book. It is Stitches, a memoir by David Small, and this one's basically like a kid is just going for surgery and he doesn't know why, no one tells him anything, and he wakes up and his vocal cords have been like sliced and he can't talk, and there's like all this other like background crazy crap that happens with his parents and stuff, so it's super good. I liked it. Then I read Girl Genius, Omnibus 1, Agatha Awakens by Phil and Katja Foglio. This one is a decent read. It's kind of weird. I will read the next one because it was weird enough to keep me interested. Then I picked up Fables, Deluxe Edition 1. I didn't really care for Fables. It's supposed to be kind of like retellings of fairy tales, and I got that, but I just didn't like the story in general. So I probably won't carry on. There's lots of them, but I'm not big on it. Then I read Shudder, Volume 1, Wanderlust. This one is super good. This one is one of the ones that it's like, it's fantastical, but I love it. There's like friggin' mobster lions, and it's really great. I picked up the second one, or I'm ordering it, or it's in my cart, I can't remember, but I'm definitely gonna continue on with the series because I really like it. Also with this one, Sweet Tooth by Jeff Lemire. So the deluxe edition comes out in September, so I'm pre-ordering the deluxe edition. I'm gonna unhaul this to my friend, but this one was really good. I need to know what happens because it leaves on a cliffhanger kind of, and I'm like, why? Then I read Nailbiter Volume 1. Again, freaking great. It's about like serial killers from the small town, and 16 came out of this town and they want to know like what the hell. It's great. Then I read Morning Glories Volume 1, which I should have just bought the giant series of all of them, but I didn't, but I like it, and I'm going to buy it and unhaul this to my friend. And then I read Blankets by Craig Thompson. Didn't care for this one. It's giant. I thought it was like an anthology and a bunch of different stories, but it's actually just about this one guy. And there was just lots of stuff that I feel like it was just like glanced over. Like there's some sexual abuse things happening, and things like that I didn't really, I wanted to know more, that I didn't get all that I was looking for, so it's alright. And then this one I just finished yesterday. This is another one I won from Goodreads, so I only have 6 more Goodreads books to read, then I'm caught up, and then hopefully I'll start winning more. It's What She Left by T.R. Richmond. So this one is about a girl who's like a journalist, or she's a journalist student, and then they find her dead one day, and there's this professor who is trying to piece together her life, and it has like emails and diary entries and newspaper clippings and all this stuff that's really cool. It just wasn't like as exciting as I would want it to be, and there were some parts that I'm like, this is what has to be happening, this is what has to be happening, and then it wasn't, so you're kind of disappointed in the end. People are comparing it to Gone Girl. Not at all. But yeah, so that's everything. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books, if you liked them, if you hate them, if you have any recommendations for me. I'm going to try to do monthly wrap-ups. Try, keyword, if my internet cooperates and if I have time and all that fun stuff. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!